listeners, my name is Blue. Today we are lost in Hiveswap Friendsim. I apologize about not uploading Wednesday. I have been busy. But today, since I'm keeping on my schedule, it would have been Heartbound. Today's Friday. It's gonna be Hiveswap. So if you're looking for the Heartbound, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to wait until next Wednesday. Today, we are going to Tumblr. We are starting on, I don't know how to phrase this. We are going to meet Tumblr claimed heartthrob, Marvus. Yes, Marvus. Last time we did Mr. Falzer over here, and now we're doing Marvus. See if he's as much as a heartthrob as Tumblr claims. And hopefully I don't fuck up too much during reading. You find yourself ambling down the road without any particular destination in mind. It seems you don't have too much... It seems you don't have to do too... We're already messing up. It seems you don't have to do much active searching to land yourself a varying combination of adventure and or disaster. Wherever the vicissitudes of fate lead you. Oh god, we're starting off horribly. I shouldn't have said anything. Who knows? You walk for a while like that. You've just about lost all hope of running into a wacky contrivance when your palm husk lights up with the delight and or forbidding sound of friendship. Someone is calling you. You're less excited to see... Oh no. That the person who happens to be calling you a zebra. Is there no getting rid of him? It's not that you dislike Zebra precisely. It's just you might struggle to rank him above literally any other troll you've met, including the yellow guy who loves genocide. That's a valid mood, MC. But you're not one to leave a friend hanging. You dutifully answer the call. Ah, my good friend, you picked up. Awfully quickly, might I add. Go away. Yeah, you just left friendship. You asked Zebra why he's calling. Do I need a reason to call? Is the thrill of dialectal shut up, phone. Requisite not cause enough to make social contacts with one of my dearest adversaries / friends, or maybe more depending on whatever you feel comfortable with and interested in given at any given point of time? Go away. Choking. Okay, we're good. You have no idea how to even respond to that. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. I stand to incur material gain from your association. Ah. I need you to stay right where you are. What happened to his, quadrant things? Well, what are you gonna do? Hang up? You stand right where you are and stay on the line. You ask what Zebra is up to, but he won't say. Tells you he needs to concentrate. Eventually, you do notice a strange shape resolving in the distance down the road, drawing nearby slowly but steadily. After a while longer of waiting, the figure in the distance grows close enough for you to tell that it's Zebra. Oh, that's you say. It looks like he's riding on some kind of incredibly cursed hover Segway. Yeah, I'm coming, sweetie. Don't call me sweetie. You don't have that privilege. You would say it takes maybe 15 minutes or so for him to make it the entire way over to on his hover scoot. There you are. Go away. Impressed by my new ride? Oh yeah, totally. Oh yeah, you say. You're very impressed. I knew you would be. I brought it up because tonight is a very special night. Or it will be, if you'd be so kind as to make me the happiest troll in Alternia. Oh god, what are you doing? What are you doing? Who is blowing up my Twitter? Tina, stop. Is he like proposing to you? What? Never mind. You ask him what he's vague blogging about. What indeed? The real question is, what are you doing this evening? Well, it's not like you ever had any plans to do anything besides stupidly bumble into one ludicrous boondoggle after another. It seems like whatever he's alluding to is inviting you to probably fits the bill of being included in your long itinerary of unspecific dumbass bullshit you were bound to get embroiled in anyway. Fantastic! Well, it just so happens that I managed to get my hands on 2 tickets to Clownfest. What? Expired? We're gonna pretend that this part doesn't exist. Oh, all 4 of them are there now. Get out of my face, Zebra. And I thought, who better to take along than my dearest alien associate of unspecified nature. It's been specified several times. You have no idea what Clownfest is, but it's not off to a good start with the name. Oh, I should have known you wouldn't be familiar with it. It's a little sophisticated for an off-world reprobate such as yourself. It's a music festival centered around Purple Blood performers. Well, it's kind of obvious that it's centered around Purple Blood, but okay. Now, normally I wouldn't trifle with high blood entertainment, disgustingly oppressive as it is. Right. But when you think about it, aren't clowns the most disprivileged class of them all? What are you talking about? You don't ask him to explain what he means by that because everyone would be really angry reading it. I'm really angry thinking about it. Sure. Let's agree to toss our meaty moral body down the clown pit to get moshed to death or whatever. I knew you'd be there for me. Get rid of the hearts, man. Alright, let's go. Zebra invites you to hop onto the back of his scooter so you can head out to Clownfest. You say you're not sure this is the most effective avenue of locomotion. Zebra tells you it's all the rage and not to be a little bitch about it. Who are you to tell me not to be a little bitch about things? So, let me tell you a little about my plans for tonight. It feels like the scooter is going even slower than it was when he arrived, now that it's struggling under the weight of 2 people. You see, my favorite rhyme juggler on the planet is going to be here tonight. His name is Marvus. A last name that I don't feel like butchering. You might have heard of him. He's pretty famous. Why? Get rid of the hearts, dude. You say you've never heard of him because you're an alien. Oh, right. Well, he's only the best in all of Alternia. He came up a few sweeps back when he won first place on Slam or Get Cold. Oh, please tell me you at least know about Slam or Get Cold. I do believe we have heard of it, because it does sound familiar, though I could be pulling this straight out of my ass. I don't know. You don't know about Slam or Get Cold. Well, it's a bi-weekly reality program where an aspiring slam poets compete to prove who has what it takes. It's really cutthroat stuff. I mean, I think there are at least 5 decapitations this season. The competition is about skill, no matter the blood color of who is competing. The troll who wins is the troll who has the nastiest flow and dopest bars. Everyone has an equal shot. I mean, sure, a high blood has run every season to date, but it's basic biology that clowns are better at rhyming than anybody else. Even if high bloods were low bloods, that would still be true. What? That's equality. No? No! Yeah, makes sense. You think this is really progressive stuff he's saying. Where could he have possibly gotten so educated and smart? I'm gonna read that with a side of snide. Because I can. Oh, you flatter me. Anyways, as you know, I am deeply connected in the music industry. But because of oppressive hemospectrum systems, I'm afraid I only truly afford downward mobility. The Clown Spire is really insular, close-knit community. But with the right hustle, I'm going to break that glass ceiling. Marvus is the perfect troll to bring me into the fold. You say this guy sounds pretty brutal. Are you sure you really want to meet this clown? What, Marvus? Ha! I mean, sure, he does what he needs to survive in a rigidly ossified power system that could never be truly dismantled by the actions of a single individual. But that doesn't mean that he supports it. Contrary to what you might think, Marvus is a spectacularly subversive figure in the industry. If you listen to his music, really listen, you'll hear some borderline revolutionary stuff. I think he'd tear it all down if he could. I might have mentioned it, but being a clown is kind of woke. I'm sorry, but every time Zebra says something like an actual teen or kid of this day and age says, I feel like he's part of the whole hello fellow kids community. I just get that vibe off of him. That's why I've always wanted to probe that think pan of his, really get to the bottom of his radical praxis, and help spread his message of social reform to the masses. And you're going to help me do it. Why? Because I'm an alien? An outcast of society? After 4 hours of scooting and one excruciatingly detailed, unbroken amount of events of the past 3 seasons of Slam or Get Killed, you arrive at Clownfest. It actually looks pretty pleasant. Clownfest feels more like a circus than your idea of a music festival. In the distance is a wide open field dotted with disorganized masses of people, all gathered before the nightmarish stage you presume to be the site of the evening's main event. The entrance to the festival grounds open up into something of a parking lot filled with whimsical tents and people selling various snacks and refreshments. You see a clown juggling what looks to be at least 7 hot dogs. Absolutely ghoulish. You're glad Damien isn't here to see this. Zebra brings you up to the gate, splashes your tickets, and gets you wristbanded and admitted into the festival grounds. Seems like there's still some time before the performance is slated to start. There are some spectators already gathering in the field, but those of more privileged blood caste are lined up around the tents and the lot to buy food and merchandise. While you walk around the festival grounds, you ask Zebra what exactly he has planned. What could you possibly do to get him in good with the clowns? Zebra takes it as an invitation to whisper conspiratorially into your ear. His breath is hot and heavy against your hearing canal, which means he's very close, and I'm uncomfortable with that. Oh, he's winking. Oh, no. Here's my plan. Here's the plan, my sweet little rust drop. Ah, kill me now. We get in, wait for the show to start, and then when Marvus comes onto stage, really gets into his act, you're going to jump the barricade and rush the stage. Oh, no. Or at least you're gonna try. Of course, I'm going to stop you. I'll tackle you before you make it to the stage, and I'll kill you right in front of Marvus and everybody. Oh. At least you'll put me out of the misery of being in your presence. Oh, calm down. I'm going to tear down stereotypes that lowbloods are simple-minded dullards, and you aren't doing your people any favors by reinforcing the cause for prejudice. Obviously, I'm not really going to kill you. You'll simply pretend to play dead after I've heroically foiled your black designs on Marvus. My actions will firmly place me within Marvus' ashen quadrants, so you'll have no choice but to recognize me. And then, the clowns will see that what a hero I am and praise me and bring me backstage to reward me. I feel like this is gonna go in a very opposite direction, Zebra. With, like, the purple bloods that I've met and befriended so far, I feel like this is going to go in a very opposite direction than what you want it to. It's really a flawless plan, my dear. If you just do what you're told, nothing will go wrong. Before you can proffer any critique of this caper, the jovial clamor of chattering and revelry surrounding you is pierced by a rising chorus of blood-curdling shrieks. I was doing pretty well, come on! You whip around to ascertain the source of the dreadful sound, but it comes quickly apparent that those were not screams of pain at all. You know what's up when Zebra joins in with the ear-splitting squeals. That's him! There are so many hearts. You really want him to be your mate sprint, don't you? Don't lie, Zebra. Go bother him instead, please. By all means, leave me alone. It's the man of the hour himself. An expensively dressed juggalo is making his way through the crowd, flanked by a robust team of hulking indigo bloods. Every aspect of him telegraphs unimaginable celebrity. The purposely disheveled yet fashionable fit of his clothes, the swagger of his step, the 10-man camera crew trailing behind him. He walks with a measured poise despite the chaos rising around him. Dozens and dozens of young trolls are flinging themselves at his entourage without any apparent concern for their safety. The bodyguards are roundhouse kicking the eager teens onto the ground left and right like a bloody blender of adolescent aliens. It's pure carnage. He really knows how to draw a crowd, doesn't he? A minute ago, it was tough to truly grasp the hype, but after seeing him in person, you don't know what it is. But this swaggy clown has an undeniable gravitas that commands the attention of everyone around him. It's impossible to look anywhere else. Even the alternative moonlight seems to endeavor to glint off his golden accoutrements twice as bright. But he's gone just as quickly as he arrived, up to the festival stage to set up his act. He leaves a bloody void in his wake. Zebra is bouncing off the balls of his feet, following the encounter. He clearly can't wait to get up into the pit, and to be honest, neither can you. Sorry, I blew into my mic and I didn't mean to do that. What is it about a good clown that is so utterly irresistible? I feel like MC is what fed half the internet to love this dude very much. Zebra takes you up to the playing field. To the playing field, yes. Zebra takes you up to the field spread out before the stage. There are thousands and thousands of trolls already standing around, ready for the show to start. From the looks of the crowd in the back breaking down their tents, there have been Rustbloods camping out for days to secure their spot. But even those hard-won locations are much further to the back than where Zebra is leading you. There aren't many high bloods here by comparison, so Zebra is able to take you to walk right in, muscle past all the ceruleans and grab a spot by the barricade within maybe 5 minutes to spare before the show starts. There are some roadies up on the stage now dashing around to finalize all the equipment arrangements. Oh shoot. Did you remember to bring your concert diaper? Excuse me? Zebra turns to you wide-eyed. You're awfully close together now, boxed in by the swell of trolls pushing your bodies closer and closer to the stage. You know, your concert diaper. You don't actually know. You don't have a single clue about your concert diaper. You ask him if he's wearing his concert diaper. He pats the front of his pants, which you notice are looking a bit plumper than usual. Are we talking about an actual diaper? Of course. You can't just come to one of these things without your concert diaper. What's the point of my concert diaper? Oh my god! Things in the pit get pretty intense, bro, and you can't leave to use the load gapper after it starts. You can't leave to use the bathroom before it starts. Well, luckily for you, I have a habit of not going to the bathroom when I need to. I hate it, the school bathroom, so screw that, man. I have practice. Man, you're really going to regret not bringing your concert diaper. So is everyone around us. Ugh. Before you can even attempt to formulate a response to that, the crowd breaks into a thunderous cheering. Your heart skips a beat as you look up, but of course, the clown who's clambering out to the center stage isn't him. Marvus is clearly too hot to blow up the first act. All the same people are real fired up over this braggedy juggalo. He seems like a serviceable clown, you suppose. He's got enough gold chains and reasonably swaggy. He gets bumping and drops a few bars. It's fine, you guess. But he's not your clown. You know the moment you lays eyes on Marvus that he'd be the only clown your heart will ever be able to see again. MC, do you have a crush? Every time I see his logo, I just see a little face. Zebra leans in your ear and has to yell to be heard over the sounds of music in the crowd. I never much liked Rasmus Slammy's work, to be honest. Sure, the beats are well produced, but he has a very insipid sense of lyricism. Teresa's claimed this. Teresa's indefatigably military might that. We get it. You want to harpoon the Harris. Who doesn't, honestly? You don't need to hear about it all day. It's only 15 minutes later of mildly provocative slams. Later, and old Slamsy is slinking off backstage. As soon as he's gone, a new jester takes the force. Excuse me. If you wanted to get into the music, it proves difficult. But every new act they bring onto the stage is immediately followed by a hollering of earful by Zebra's scathing critiques. You wonder why he's so fixated on getting in good with the gaggle of urban fakirs if he thinks so little of their technical and artistic merits to begin with. As you stand lean sweatily against a barricade, you start to wonder if it's all worth it. Could the sight of a single rapping man really outweigh all the physical and psychic agony of waiting and standing and stewing in the heat of the pit? Will you have just endured nearly 3,000 words of hanging out with Zebra for something that will ultimately let you down? But as the penultimate clown trundles off the set and tastes of the The taste of the air changes. The lights on stage go dark. The booming sound system goes quiet. A tremulous hush falls over the crowd. You feel your heart stop in that silence. You know down to your bones that this is the moment you've been waiting for. From Sea Dweller to Rustblood, nobody moves. The sound of his light footsteps against the darkened stage can only be audible to someone as close as you. The anticipation swallows you whole. When the floodlights snap back on and illuminate his astounding figure center stage, you feel it, though yet of modest stature. The lanky juggalo has the presence of a man 1,000,000 feet tall. He radiates power the likes of which you've never felt before. You feel him inside you intimately, religiously, and deliberately. Yes, this is it. This is your clown. What the fuck is this? Low-key erotica. This is like every fanfiction ever. Then he opens his mouth to utter what feels like the most important words you've ever heard in your life. Hey. Yes, the most important words you ever heard in your life. Hey. All hell breaks loose. Everyone is screaming around you. You grip tight on the barricade as you stare up at him, glowing messianic. Who knows? Arms outstretched to drink in the zealous fever of the crowd, all enticed by a single, incredibly powerful word. Hey. God, you'll never forget it. No, you won't ever forget it because you say that word a lot. What up, guys? LOL. You jugs ready to cook? You can't help it. You start screaming. You're so fucking ready. LOL, these buddies be baking beans. Is his presence really that enticing, man? Is it that overwhelming to get MC and everybody else just yelling and screaming their hearts out? Shiz. Any of y'all forgot your concert diapers? Because it's rank out there. You feel racked by shame. How could you forget your concert diaper? You'll never be so foolish. Ever be so foolish again. The concept of a concert diaper is so stupid. I mean, I get it. You don't want to miss an ounce of the show, but oh my god. But it's alright. I'ma freshen things up. You hear me? Zebra takes a hold of your hand and squeezes it tight. You appreciate the gesture. God, he's so fucking beautiful. Please let go of my hand, Zebra. You understand. You feel deeply, utterly devastated to know how far out of your grasp he is. Why would a man like that ever even look at you? There's no way someone so tremendous, so magnificent, so extravagant would waste his time offering his friendship to someone as insignificant as you. Let me guess, plot twist, he notices you. Senpai notices his kohai! Oh my god! Now I'm just making myself cringe. Okay. I'm cringing at myself. But as desolating as that feeling may be, you weren't ready to pit him out of your life just yet. Maybe there are other ways you can be close to him. Listen to his music, follow him wherever he goes, dedicate your life to him. You want to know everything about him that you can. Maybe, in this way, you can honor him, befriend him in your own heart, if not his. Is our love one-sided any less beautiful? MC, you're losing it. When the music at least starts to blast through the speakers, you ascend. The pain in your legs and your back disappears. You feel nothing but streaming euphoria. You thank the forces of serendipity for guiding you to that glorious epiphany of this beautific singularity. The show's nothing to scoff at either. You, a highly discerning individual, knows to frequently make posts online regarding the quality of rap and whether or not those who purported to possess such ability due in fact to respite bars are fully blown away by the act. It's some really good stuff. He's just really going in hard and hot with those raps. Not that intensely that it's sole barometric of the quality of hip-hop. The fire that Marvus is dropping is broad contemporary performance that would equally satisfy any aficionado of any relevant subgenre. Not a single thing about him is even slightly racist. Stop. You really start to get in the zone when Zebra starts screaming in your ear again. You were already going deaf from the concert as it was. I think it's about time to get the show on the road, don't you? Sure. Put me out of my misery. Go along with Zebra's cowardly and infurious plan to scam your beloved clown. Enraptured you may be with Marvus' magnificence, a promise is a promise, and you can't let Zebra down. You wait for the right moment and start to vault over the barricade as quickly as you manage. You clear the barrier and drop into the gutter between a stage and a crowd. You're not sure where to go from here. You glance back towards Zebra for guidance, and the crowd has noticed what you're doing, alright. The onlookers are swarming with rage at your insolence. Zebra makes his move. He starts to follow you up over the barricade, but things don't go as planned. As you know, we thought. Instead of heroically stopping you from making it to Marvus, Zebra is pit upon from all sides by the grasping claws. They don't recognize what Zebra is trying to do. They think he's just another conspirator trying to join you in your attempts at Marvus' life. Yeah? I figured this would happen. His blood color is pretty, though. You watched in stunned horror as two trolls closest to Zebra take a hold of each of his arms, dig in their claws, and rip them right off. And they don't stop there. You barely have time to process what's happening until another troll descends, helping to tear ruthlessly into Zebra's body. His screams don't even register over the boomings of the sound system. The fountain of indigo blood sprays hot into the humid air. The barricade and the ground all around you is drenched in your front score. You're frozen where you stand. And that arid gutter between heaven and hell. This isn't how it was supposed to go, is it? You feel the inevitable press of entropy closing in. The trolls in the audience see you, and they've already had a taste of blood. Your legs are stiff as rods, and the carnage-caked trolls who make short work of your friend begin to vault over the barricade themselves. It seems pointless to run. You're stricken by consuming sense of deja vu. You've made a mistake, and the universe is going to clean up your mess. The trolls drop down into the gutter with you in advance. You close your eyes and accept your fate, and then feel yourself being rushed up onto the stage. Yo, what's up? You can't believe your eyes. Marvus, in all his majesty, has hoisted you up to safely on the ground stage. He's beaming at you with the most beautiful smile you've ever seen in your whole life. The development has certainly given the bloodthirsty crowd a pause. Marvus turns to them with an earring grin and shakes his head. Y'all out there trying to kill my buddy? Sometimes, I swear, my fans are bigger clowns than I am. Sometimes, not summertimes. His adoring legion seems to find that very funny. You're starting to realize you really should have brought your concert diaper after all. Now, it seems like there's a big misunderstanding. This just be one of my backup dancers. Hey, hit it, cuz, show 'em what you got. He saved our fucking lives! MC doesn't know how to dance. I don't know how to dance! MC definitely doesn't know how to dance! He's helping you? You can't say you understand, but you're not about to look a sexy, gorgeous gift clown in the mouth. If Marvin wants you to dance for your life, you'll dance. You start to go to town, flossing, shooting, whatever it is the kids do these days. A real contemporary breakdown. The crowd goes wild. Things are really starting to look up for you until a deafening crack sounds through the air and the stage equipment starts to collapse. It happens quickly. The bolts of all the scaffolding burst out of their settings. The lights catch on fire, and one of the massive 100-foot screens behind the stage comes loose of its moorings. You'd have been easily pancaked by the huge screen if not for Marvus expertly clown-stepping you and himself out of the way. Half the crowd isn't so lucky. The big screen shatters when it hits the stage, raining a 100-foot area of trolls with vicious glass. Shiz. Right when things were getting started. But the sound equipment was not all obliterated by the sudden collapse. No one can hear him but you. But all of the sound equipment. Okay. And for a moment, your hero looks lost. Man, we better bounce, cuz. Marvus grabs you by your sweaty hand and runs. He takes you to safety into the performer's green room, which seems to be intact after the collapse of the stage, though the power is out. The room is filled with clowns who performed earlier, and they all look very confused and harried. Shit. Things gonna be a madhouse out there for a while, so better to just lay low for a little bit, I bet. We go out there right now, we gotta get mobbed. Usually everyone be dead at the end of my concerts. I wouldn't make it out there without having to pale with 1,000 teens otherwise. You're a little rattled, to say the least. Marvus takes a good look at you. Fuck, man. You shiz yourself? I don't want to read that line. I regret my decision of recording this man. But we got rid of Zebra. He's gone forever, if this is the good ending. I don't know. You start to cry. You didn't bring your concert paper. Oh man, it's alright. Don't cry. Look, you're hardly the first buddy to ever shiz themselves at one of my concerts. I used to the smell. To be honest, it's comforting. You sniffle and say, really? You wouldn't want to bring even the slightest of inconvenience to his wonderful life. Yeah. Yeah, I'll let it cook. Bring it in, Broheim. You bring it in. The two of you share a nice, melodious hug. It's hard for you to understand what's going on. Why didn't Marvus save you anyways? I saw you was hanging out with that blue bro who's always trying to get his snuff shoot up me and my jugs shitholes. And then when you're trying to make a run, and then you trying to make a real run for me. Gotta say, that's brave. Gotta ask a buddy where they got the bulge rods to try to pull a stunt like that. Respect. Oh, well, it really wasn't much of a stunt. You were just going along with your friend's ludicrous plan to try to scam him into a friendship under false pretenses. But it was a really bad plan, and your friend was killed on spot immediately, and now you're pretty sure you're cosmically fated to die due to making a non-canonical decision. What do you mean non-canon? All this be non-canon, fam. Are we breaking the fourth wall? What can it even mean to be non-canonical within the context of an inherently extra-canonical framework? Skeet skeet brap. Oh god, fucker. You're not sure, but you definitely have a sense of what some of the decisions within the simulation carry greater values of truth and relevance than others. And that the linear progression of events is vigorously enforced by an obligate narrative flow that privileges those actions which most smoothly facilitate the design of the story's architect. Sure, you can hear that noise that way, but you say the architect of your own fate. What did I say? You're the architect of your own fate. Inspiring a ceremony as Marvus may be spitting, his wise pointifications are interrupted when a clown in the back of the green room knocks over the water cooler. This gets the other clown who was talking to him really pissed and start duking it out. Starts a chain reaction that pulls all the other high blends into a whirling blade picture of clown carnage. Man, what the fuck is going on? It's like you said, you've made a mistake, and the essence of the timeline won't rest until it's put things right. You can feel that it's happened before. You can feel that it's happened before, and it'll happen again. Well, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Come on, trolls, Nostradamus, let's skeet scoot. Even as the inescapably of your demise consumes you, you can't bring yourself to deny him. You follow him out the green room, fleeting before the clown fight can pull you in and grind you to beds. Out there, you're the one who has to help Marvus. In the open air, it's an unending possession of teens' quick time events. Some of them are carrying buckets. Oh my god. You just need to keep punching them out until you finally make it to his rich guy clown limo. Oh! This kind of looks like, Malik's. But, obviously Malik redesigned and refurbished his. Huh. The driver is nowhere to be seen, so Marvus gets behind the wheel and you hightail it out of there. You stick your head out the window and look back. There's a nasty storm brewing in the distance. I know somewhere we'll be safe. You make sure to secure your seatbelt. After dodging at least 3 fallen trees, a wayward deer looses, and a lightning strike that blasts the hood of the vehicle right off, Marvus brings you to Clown Church. Oh, we're back at Clown Church. Wait, is somehow being with Marvus escaping our fate? Is he like Domino? You know, from Marvel? You can't say this place was high on your list of venues you wanted to visit again, but this thing has a fucking budget. Whatever bullshit's power that's coming after you will have no reach here. This be hollow ground, Biznatch. Mavis leaves the limo on the lawn of the church, and you both hurry out, just in time, because it explodes not 2 seconds after you're out the door. By instinct, I keep wanting to say Mavis. Marvus shields you from the fiery blast of his body. In pain sound. I think I'm going to call this episode, Benevolent Clown Savior. Oh no! Marvus! No! You beautiful soul! You're destroyed by guilt. How could someone so tremendously bring themselves to such harm for someone as so meaningless as you? You drag Marvus' scorched body into Clown Church, and you collapse as soon as you pass the threshold. You start weeping. Shiz, fam, I ain't dead, just a little toasty. You ain't gotta cry about it. God damn. Oh, okay. You help him up and bolt the door behind you. He was right. You do feel safe here. Nothing is collapsing. Nobody is being stricken with hysterical urge to fight, and there's not a single fire happening anywhere. The merciful Messiah be protecting us, buddy. Stay frosty, alright? You help Marvus over to sit down in one of the pews. You settle in next to him and gaze up at the imposing architecture. It's not all bad. It's beautiful there. There's beauty there. A beauty in being a clown too. You're starting to see. You have 2 clown friends. Maybe even starting to believe? You turn to look at Marvus, and his face is ashen and slick with sweat. I think that dip in the grill I had hurt a bit more than I thought. Your heart drops in your chest. You ask if he's going to be alright. As long as we stay in here, we be alright. Like, can he really stay inside a clown church forever? You know down to your bones that even if you do, it doesn't matter. It's something about the air. You can't really describe it. Everything just starts to press down, down, down. Like you and everything around you is sinking impassably into the earth. But the ground is coming up to meet you too. You start to perspire. The pressure leaves you weak. You slump against Marvus' shoulder. You feel so insubstantial, like the entire concept of your existence is struggling to erase itself. You know this isn't something you can fight. What, are you giving up like that? You don't know what else you can do. This isn't how things were supposed to go. This isn't how things can be. You can't exist like this. That depends on what it means to exist, fam. Depending on how you look at it, every branch in the timeline be fundamental to the metatextual structure of the essence of existence itself. Even an incident that falls outside the strict confines of canonical continuity contributes to a meta-consciousness that be built by and could even be said to be at its most essential level defined primarily by the extravetextual change of interpretation by those who observe it. Each has a translucent fragment that via mirroring or magnifying certain aspects of the ultimate reality folds itself inevitably into the fabric of that reality. It's self-immersible and intangible in the space it once occupied, indelible. Goddamn, we're getting real here, okay. That observation of irreality can stay inform how reality is to be interpreted, even if that irreality doesn't satisfy even a cursory standard of legitimacy. I'm having a hard time reading because I'm slowly getting the hiccups. And the act of contrifying continuity can in itself provide definition to that very integrity it defiles. Even if what's going down here can't be said to be true, that doesn't mean we are meaningless. Turn up. You don't know about all that, but you tell Mavis you're glad he's here with you. Marvus smiles and pins his arm around your shoulders. In spite of all of it, he makes you feel real. You stare into the effervescing planes of clown glass as they shift and scintillate in your vision. Things are coming apart at the seams. Subatomic concepts straying from the insides of your ears, and the infinity of pure dimension blossoms between the tenuous threads holding the essence of your being together. The terminality of paradox space reaches into you from the inside out and takes a hold of reality in an inescapable grasp. Continuity inverts and cascades into a cataclysmic fractal. What happens will happen, and what can't must not. And no measure of hubris from a man or god or clown can stymie the cosmic imposition of truth. You close your eyes for a moment, but when you open them again, there's nothing to see at all. Whoa. This in itself is really cool, and it might be my thumbnail because that's really cool. Time paradox. In other words, that was like 20 minutes of bad end. Right? No fucking way. I don't want to. I forgot about Zebra, to be honest with you. Oh, that was horrible. I just forgot he was even there in the first place. No fucking way. Are you kidding, you say? There's no way you vault over that barricade and try to make an attempt on Marvus's life. Fake or not. For one thing, that plan is fucking stupid and you'll immediately die. Second of all, Marvus is a beautiful artist with the soul of a true poet, and you're not going to help anyone attempt to exploit his celebrity for selfish purposes. Oof. I hate Zebra, so bring it on, man. Bring on your words. You conclusively inform Zebra that he'll have to find someone else to help him hoodwink sweet Marvus. What's that? I can't hear you over all the incredibly vicious and beautiful rapping. You tell Zebra that you're not doing it. You just want to listen to the rest of the concert and enjoy yourself. Zebra seems horribly taken aback. What? But I thought we were friends. Is he holding that over our head? Well, too bad, Zebra. We have grown and learned, and I think I just accidentally spiked my mic, and I'm sorry. You reassured Zebra that you are friends, but affirming friendship doesn't necessarily require you to embark on a ludicrous suicide pact in order to socially hornswoggle a rhythmically gifted Mary Andrew, yeah. You're hardly Thelma and Louise, get real. You tell Zebra if he needs to find someone else to help him cozy up to the clown's inner circle. Zebra harums, offended, and decides to go. He starts to push through the crowd down the length of the barricade. And with that, you're free to turn your gaze back on the mirthful eminence and embrace the new piece you have found in his artwork. But Marvus only keeps distributing dope, and the crowd only gets rowdier. Before you know it, you find yourself being wretched into the writhing mass, jostled about and subsumed by the transcendent power of the music. Your pitiful little body becomes nothing but a note in his wicked symphony, a raindrop washed away in the rapids. Some time ago, you might have accepted your fate here and allowed yourself to be trampled by a mob, but you have something to live for now. Even as you feel yourself begin to physically break, those sick beats tethered you spiritually to the mortal world. His ruthless bars cut through the heat and the sweat and the heavy stench of piss and meat, drawing you like a sailor to the siren's song. Not even death could wrench you free from his grasp. In spite of the odds, you managed to muscle your way back up to the force. You exit the mosh pit, a shattered mess, bruised and battered and broken, hanging on only by the most tenuous of threads. As you look around you, you get a glimpse of your fate. You're surrounded on all sides by trolls who have collapsed and been trampled dead, faces frozen of rectus of ecstasy. Given how lighthearted you feel, you weren't long for this world either. But you can carry on a bit further for him. Wow, he's really something else, that Marvus, you think, as your wasted body slumps against the barricade. It's all you can do to lift your weak head and stare at him, drinking up his boundless audio-visual wonder as your vision starts to blur and your consciousness begins to fade. You jerk back to your senses when you feel something splashing over your face. A brilliant shot. You cast around wildly for the source of water. To your disbelief, you see that it was Marvus. He's standing on the edge of the stage, gratifying his hips to the choreography as he looks down at you in concern. It's like staring into the groin of an angel. He waits for a break in his verse to cover his mic and mouth to you. Yo, buddy, you alright? You can't believe how gracious he is to see a humble fan such as yourself in pain and stop to make sure you're okay. Is this real? Or have you passed on into heaven after all? Your gaze tracks up from his well-proportioned crotch. I can't believe I just read that out loud. Okay. To a generous view offered by the plunging neckline of his shirt. You're alright now. You've never been more alright in your life. Marvus jumps off the stage and to the impassable purgatory that steps up from the pit. The gods from the mortals and makes his way over to you. He stretches out his hand. Hey, babe. Wanna dance? I can't believe this is actually happening. This is canon. Your Pokemons are no obstacle. Instinct propels you over the barricade into his arms. He catches you like you've both been waiting your entire lives for this moment. You've never felt more warm or safe. He scoops you up with his incredible strength and carries you back onto the stage. Marvus is talking into his mic again, so his words reverberate through the entire field. Look what we got here! Seems like... Seems like a fucking low blood cut to the front of the line, my friends, lol. The remainder of the clown that's still conscious boos vigorously. What's happening? Oh, you're clearly bleeding red from being stomped on the face several times in the mosh pit. And the murky lights on the stage look like it's awfully burgundy. Someone's been naughty. He oozes tumbling sacks of pill. Yes, you've been so naughty, you say into the mic. No! Make it stop! No remorse. For damn shame, the crowd jeers. Well, we clearly got a criminal on our damn hands. What do you think I should do with them? Any opinions? The response is disjointed, but still functionally unanonymous. Amidst the clamoring, one word keeps ringing out clearly. Kill, 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 kill. Whoa, y'all want me to kill him? Shit, that's brutal. Well, I ain't one to let down my fans, you hear me? Justice be fixing down on my merry men. What better way to cap off a wicked night than with a little gutter blood shower, lol. Well, you're wholly qualified to question Marvus' judgment. If what he wants is to publicly execute you in front of crowds of his adoring fans, you guess that's how it has to be. You surrender completely as Marvus directs the stagehands to help him erect some sort of makeshift crucifix. You don't struggle as he carries you over and ties you up, suspended above the crowd. All the spotlights shine on you, burning hot. The audience rapturous screams deafen you. But all you can see is Marvus approaching you. Is this MC's new kink? Rigged in otherworldly light. His back is to the crowd, so you're the only one who can see his face like this. Intense, focused, merciless. A gaze meant only for you. You've never felt more special. He steps before you, face to face. You stare into his eyes, enthralled. Such clear eyes, so potent and beautiful. Your only regret is that you can't gaze in them for longer. Is the time paradox really the true ending? Marvus takes a hold of his cane and in a fluid motion draws its rapier's sharp hidden blade. It glints. The metal glints 1,000 colors in light of the stage. It's almost as awesome as he is. You hope he strikes true. Yours will be a magnificent death. But then he winks. A fleeting moment of understanding passes between you. Could it be that Marvus is the friend you've been searching for after all? Oh, is it a fool's flight to fancy to dream so? He draws in close, rearing up as if to strike, and then he raises his blade. His jacket lifts up too, exposing his vulnerable armpit. If you leaned in just now, maybe, just maybe you could. Respect yourself, you fucking asshole. Marvus brings down the blade. It sinks deep into the wood beside your neck. This is no accident. A gesture so powerful surely would not miss. He's sparing your life. You're so humble that your bladder... Marvus' gaze on your face. Yes, I just skipped a bunch of lines. If you want to read it, go ahead. But I'm going to spare my dignity. You really wish that you brought your concert diaper. Marvus gives you a look, then glances pointedly at his cane sword. You take the hint and make an exaggerated reaction, like you've just been stabbed for real. You grab your neck, sputtering and failing. The headbutts right at the front can tell you haven't really been stabbed, and they're a little disappointment. But it's not as clear to trolls further back. Somewhere around the massive tail bloods, the illusions really hits home. They start going fucking bonkers in the back. The apeshit wave travels back to the burgundies and ricochets back home to the high bloods. You crack one eye open as you play dead. This time, it's nothing like being controlled, like the controlled moshing during the performance. This is pure anarchy. A whirlwind of death and brutality. Trolls are at each other's throats, literally ripping each other apart with fang and claw. All the blood is spraying into the air, makes the humidity really skyrocket. At some point, when the racket becomes less than melodic, the clowns all come out for a final encore to drown out the sounds of screaming. They start rapping up a real storm. After about 45 seconds, a full 2/3 of the crowd are completely dead on the ground. The performance finally ends once every single troll in the crowd has collapsed from death or exhaustion. Only once the audience has worn itself out do the clowns call it quits. They all start filing backstage, but for Marvus, who stops to take you down from the cross, your beloved clown cradles you in her arms like a I don't know, gently petting your blood-splattered face. You hanging in there, fam? You tell him yes while continuing to play dead. You don't want to foil his ruse. Okay, great. Okay, gravy. He picks you up and carries you off the stage. The clowns have a little green room set up in the backstage venue where they're all mixing and relaxing after the show. Nobody seems concerned to see Marvus carrying in a 90% dead alien, or particularly rattled after witnessing thousands of trolls savagely cannibalizing each other. Hey, you want a sandy? A what? A sando. You're sorry. Gruffer bed. Grub bread. A sandwich, MC! You say, yeah, sure, you're pretty hungry. Marvus drops you off on the couch and you lounge indulgently as you wait for him to walk to the catering table and pick you up something. He's back quickly. You think you can move your arms? Or nothing, buddy? You say not really? You're pretty sure all your bones are basically obliterated. Ah, shit, that's rough, man. That's rough. Sorry, man. Guess that's my fault, lol. Okay, say, you don't even question him. You obey him unthinkingly. You nearly choke when he kneels beside you and start pressing broken off pieces of grub sandwich past your trembling lips. Tears well up in the corner of your eyes. How could someone like you be so lucky to touch and be held by the closest thing on this mortal plane to a god? You're sure there are thousands, millions of trolls out there who would die to get to experience anything like this. It's humbling. What did you do to deserve this? You're so weak from the concert that even moving your jaw is hard. Your star-stricken sobbing doesn't help that either. Whenever a sloppy bit of grub paste filling dribbles down your chin, Marvus is right there to catch it and shove it back in your eager maw. He makes unyielding eye contact with you as he allows you to suck the maggoty meat from his fingers. I feel wrong reading all of this. I feel so wrong! You tell him he's beautiful. A lot of people say that. I don't know about all that though. I'm just a humble rhyme juggler with a lot of cash money. And 10 guys filming what I'm doing right now. When you finish eating your sandwich, Marvus kindly wipes the mess off your face. He's so gracious you can't believe it. You're so glad the camera crew is here to capture all of this so you can watch it and relive the experience after receiving his kindness again later. You guess you need an answer to the question, why didn't Marvus decide to save you? Marvus takes a moment to think on it. Haha, well, I guess I saw the gay guy you was with and I'd be like, shit. What a sorry motherfucker. You know that buddy would be bad news, fam, lol. What, Zeppa? No way, Zeppa's your friend. All your friends are cool. Dan, cuz, that's raw. You okay? You sick? You real friends with that indigo dog? And You know he blacklisted all the all the fucking way out in Clown Town. What? Really? Why? He's just a social climber, May. That big blue buddy be a fucking parasite. And he's blacklisted by odd clowns? He doesn't seem to know that. Well, we ain't about to go and tell him his chatty ass. We gotta go write a wick nasty review about my business. So we be looking out for ourselves. Us clowns real close-knit, you know? Take care of each other and all that shiz. You feel me? You know, if you think about it, clowns are really the most disprivileged socio-economic class. You have thought about that, and it's making more and more sense recently. You love to engage in nuisance discourse with him about clown privilege or the lack therefore of. Yeah, cuz though we nominally occupy a position of structural power in the institutional hierarchy of the hemo spectrum, we be subjugated into dampering our powers like no other. Because the agents of the Empress and her abyssal hierarchy know that the impeded strength of me and my sick nasty buzz would easily unseat sea dwellers as dominant caste. And a purple blood be objectively superior to violet in every metric of strength, power, and influence despite grammatically preceding them. And the only reason we don't rise up and rip the fins off their slimy little faces is an eternity of religious persecution and culturally immutable precedent. What does that say about the validity of the rest of the system? You consider your mind thoroughly blown. Well, this guy is incredibly woke, and not the least bit racist at all. You're really inspired by how good he is as both an artist and a man. Damn straight. Maybe all this spectrum needs is a little chaos to shake things up. Really makes you fucking think, you hear me? God, you do hear him. It makes so much sense. He makes so much sense. You make so much sense. Together. Marvus smiles at you as you hold his hands. You never want to let go. You're afraid you'll never see him again if you do. You're not sure you can live like that. Maybe you can't be always by his side, but maybe sometimes, occasionally, all you want is to make a friend. Of course I'll be your buddy. Here, why don't you add me on Chitter? And next time I got to show, maybe I'll hook you up with some Wicket tickets. R.I.fucking.P.B. Russ Emperors represent. Make sure to check out my link in my bio for merch if you're interested. And the promise fills you with so much hope and light and joy, you can't believe it. You did it. You made the greatest, most ultimate friend of them all. Your shining light, your reason for being. Stop it, MC! Marvus, the truest buddy you've ever had. True. That don't look like a true buds thing, man. That looks like, some romance is going on. Damn, this is the longest Friendsim episode in a long while. Marvus is chill. He'd be chill to hang out with. He talks like a lot of my, old high school friends, actually. Obviously with their own way of talking. He'd chill. I'd hang out with him. But I don't think I'd be as, stir crazy as MC over here. But, with that long episode out of the way, that's it for today's stars. If you like the episode, please give it a like. And subscribe if you haven't already to join our wonderful galaxy. Comment down below and I'll get back to you in some way or another. And remember, we're all made of the same cosmic dust, so be nice. Kate, love you, bye!